Welcome back to New Cammack. Last time, the gang discovered both the Nosferatu surveillance room and the MKT, which is the secret underground transportation system that our heroes have been asked to help hack into so that the engineers of Nuker Technologies could regain access to it, unbeknownst to the organized crime family who took it over and have been using it as their own private subway. As Excavo was downloading the past 48 hours of recordings from dozens of security cameras throughout the city, Archibald was keeping guard. Darby was rocketing across the city on a floating MKT platform and acquiring an MKT access card. And Augustyn was in torpor because he got hit by the same speeding platform that Darby hitched a ride on.
Yes.
The gang, plus Jade and the bear cub, is now reunited near the entrance to the Nosferatu surveillance room, but Prince Archibald Alvins, carrying the lifeless body of Augustyn, is now rapidly speeding away on the MKT platform that Darby has just jumped off of, having inexplicably jumped upon it.
And I think is that like the first moment that we see like us crossing paths in midair as they ascend and I descend. Yes. And I'm like, wow!
And I think it's worth noting that Darby did a bunch of flips to get off of
Yes! Oh my god, I forgot. I had like a completely badass egress because I've been relentlessly trying to impress Jade, and I think I rolled pretty well on that. And so, yeah. Superhero landing, I think, is what I called for here.
Yeah, and
we thought you were staying on.
That's what Archibald says. Is
it's not too late, you dumbass. Just jump off.
Archibald does have.
It's going too fast.
We're freezing time here in this moment, and if Archibald does notice Darby is not on the platform and he intended to join Darby on the platform, didn't realize he was going to jump off. Yeah, he has an opportunity to just hop straight off of it at full speed with Augustyn's torpid body. Or
what could go wrong?
Just to take it wherever it's going to
go. As we're speeding away, I'm doing this monologue. Oh, I just don't know. It's pretty high up. It didn't look this high from down there. Oh man, I just wanted to be like Darby. I kind of tugged the overalls of his that I'm still wearing. I thought this would be a good decision, but this doesn't seem to be going very well at all. I've been punching a lot of things. My hands hurt. Take him! You can still save him! And I throw Augustyn off. Back to the group.
So I am on the ground.
So imagine someone.
Where is it going? Where is it going?
Where's the platform going?
Where is Augustyn going? Can I catch him?
I kind of overhand baseball pitch him to Darby.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to catch him. Again, looking badass, so that's probably gonna make this harder. But yeah, I want to catch the falling tree man.
Take a dice away for trying to look badass.
Definitely worth. So what
do I need to make a throw roll as well?
Yeah, we are teaming up for this. So.
Yeah, both of you need to roll well. And considering one of you is on a floating platform that I've not specified the speed of, but it's supposed to be probably too fast for any of this to really be logical. But let's use action movie physics rules.
Well, I was in control of it, right? So it's very possible that Darby might have slowed it down so he could jump off of it. If we want to retcon just a little bit, but I did have an access card and knew where I wanted to go. So it's possible that we could have it be going a slightly more reasonable speed at this juncture.
How about this? Both Augustyn and Darby should roll dexterity plus athletics for throwing and catching. And I'm going to say that it's going to require at least 3 successes to actually for Archibald to actually aim at Darby
Mm-hmm.
during. Actually, I'm going to say your difficulty is increased, but it'll work with just one success. So, difficulty of 8 for Archibald. You're
Oof.
basically trying to
Well,
throw a person
Nope.
off of the back of a moving vehicle
Mhm.
at another person.
Archibald botched, but I got 2 critical successes.
Oh, did you already roll? Oh, okay. I
They both
didn't.
rolled.
Archibald
Did you
botched.
add in your celerity dice, Archibald?
I did not.
So you can roll one more die, difficulty 8,
Okay.
to represent your celerity to see if that gives you an extra edge.
Almost.
Oh,
You did it.
yeah.
That's awesome. That was important.
Okay, wow.
But I
Yeah,
got the 2 ones
exactly.
too, right? So is that just like
Well, we
nothing?
needed all the critical successes that we got, right?
Okay.
Is that going to help us here? We are both daredevils. If that helps, this is some pretty dumb shit.
Oh,
It
I
isn't
forgot
us
that
that's
Archibald also has the daredevil merit.
I do.
Jesus.
I do. I didn't think about that in this context, but I do.
This it won't help you in this particular role, but okay. So Archibald, you got 1 total success.
No, that's not right. He didn't botch. He managed to avoid botching. 0 successes for Archibald. I got 2 critical successes.
So
I feel like did he just throw me under the fucking rail tracks again?
Okay.
Like,
Hey, to be fair, I also have a merit called common sense, and also
Could have fooled me.
Archibald does not throw Augustyn directly underneath the platform, but does whip him against the wall of the MKT pretty hard. Augustyn's body kind of ricochets off of it and falls in a heap. Near.
Can I submit an episode title in advance? Can we call this one "Weekend at Augustyn's"?
Yes. Augustyn's body falls near enough to Darby that he can run up and catch it.
Where am I? Am
Sorry.
I close enough? Would I run over? I feel like I would run. I would run over there.
Yeah, everybody else is pretty much at the entrance of the tunnel that leads into the Nosferatu surveillance room.
So the way I envision my successes against like a bad toss playing out is that I just like am frustratedly flipping back down to earth near Augustyn's body, still looking cool, but with no benefit other than that whatsoever. And then yeah, I'm picking up his torped corpse and I'm dragging him very roughly, like by the cuff of his pants, like just behind me, head dragging against the ground, just back to the crowd. Not even looking back, but just looking forward. And I've reunited us all together, other than our fearless prince, of course.
While Augustyn is in torpor, he can take control of the bear cub as his temporary player character. As long as he doesn't
his undead soul will actually transfer, and that's just his character now.
Well, you should share some hidden motivations of the bear cub with Andy. So he knows what the
Does
bear
the bear cub have a character sheet that we could like? What is the bear cub's?
It's
weird.
a bear
All
cub
of its stats
and
are exactly like Andy's.
it knows thaumaturgy. Okay, and Prince Archibald disappears off into the tunnel, deciding to stay on the platform and not risk jumping off of it at full speed.
I have to gather my thoughts. I pull out my diary so I can gather my thoughts.
So he's gone.
Yeah.
What's the
because
last
that's
thing?
The funnier option.
What's the last thing that you say to the gang while you're still audible?
I'll see you guys at the house. I'm sorry. Oh, Augustyn, I'm sorry. Sorry.
So Darby and Excavo.
I'm just suggesting that we go home. I think we got what we came for, right? Y'all got into that computer room. Wait till you see what I got access to here. This shit is gonna blow your mind. Hey, why the
Speaking
prince?
of brains blown across the pavement, look at this poor man. Oh,
He'll be fine. He just needs a nap.
I
He's
don't
a
know.
real good
If he
sleeper from what I remember.
What do we do? Do we just carry him back home?
Yeah. Let's look. Let's go back to that sweet ass car that we got, and let's take it into my little surprise that I got for y'all, and see how close we can get to home.
How do we want to do this? I'm not really a hardware person per se.
I got him. Don't worry about it. And I just continue to drag him.
I'm not a hardware person.
Somebody's in.
My plan is to get back to the sweet loaner car and to eventually take it to the MKT and drive it as close as I can to home while showing off my access to the MKT to Excavo and Jade.
I was in the surveillance room. I am not impressed.
So everyone is on their way back through the tunnels back to the surface?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as you're walking, Jade asks, hey, are you guys going to, bring Augustyn back to the Tremere place where that other guy that was asleep got woken up?
Yeah, well, where else was we going to drop him? We just got to get him out of here. We got to get him back to the car first.
Oh,
that is correct.
All right, I thought we were all just going home, and I wondered.
Well, isn't that where he lives? I don't know what's up with these weird wizard guys. Don't they all live in a commune or something? Or
we have to go to the house of the Tremere. We have to go there. We cannot go back to our place. We have to go there.
You know what it's called. You know what our place is called.
Honestly, it was like, what is it called?
Darby Manor is what it's called, and don't you forget it. Darby.
Like, what is it called? There's Darby in it somewhere.
With the capital Dar. Anyway.
With the capital Dar. Okay. I'll write that down. Okay.
So yeah, sure. We'll drop the creepy wizard guy back off where he belongs.
So you go all the way back up to the surface. You get into your cars and describe that to me. You've managed to climb back out onto the street, and you see your cars parked there, not stolen at all.
Wonderful. And remind me, they're both pretty small. Like, I don't think any of them are. Well, no, one of them was larger, right? Can you remind me the vehicles, please?
There was a 2-door Lamborghini,
like a sweet, yeah,
and a 4-door Aston Martin.
Okay, yeah. So I think we put Augustyn in the back of the Aston Martin, and I tell Jade, like, hey, I got an important job for you. All right, are you ready to help out?
Well, what is it?
Look, this guy's on death's door here. We need to make sure he gets back safe to the Tremere chantry. You know where that's at, right?
Yeah. We drove to it.
That's right. We was just there.
That was the place that. Okay. Yeah. I remember that. I totally remember that.
Yeah, pretty much the whole damn city was there together. It was a little party that we had. Anyway, yeah, we got to drop this one off. And look, I think we ought to call it a night. Rally back up at home, take a nap, and figure out.
Whoa. We don't drop him off like pizza. What do we do? Do we not just go in with him?
What? Why? He's their problem. I'm not a wizard. I don't know what they're going to do with that.
He's
Now, my
one
uncle
of
was
us.
a grand wizard, but that's a whole different kind of thing.
Ugh.
Is it the American thing? I don't know. We don't drop
Fortunately.
him off like pizza. He's one of us. We have to go be with him.
I mean, he's mostly
right?
one of them wizard ones, but yeah, sure. Like, yeah, we're gonna drop. I said, make sure he got there safe. Why is this? They're gonna wake him up. He's gonna be fine. He's gonna have to sleep some of this off, and then we could resume our plan in a day or two. If you recall, all of us had some stuff we wanted to take care of, some things we wanted to look into. The only way we're going to have time to do that is if we don't just keep running around all willy-nilly from bat to man or whatever we're trying to kill.
I've got to go to Best Buy. That's what I've got to do. But I've got to get the laptop, computer, equipment.
Yeah, sure, whatever you want to do on your spare time.
We need to get this one alive. We need alive. I still catch myself saying alive.
So my plan is still the same: to send Jade with Augustyn back to the Tremere chantry, while I take the other car back to Darby.
Okay, so Jade is in the Lamborghini with Augustyn.
I load him into the tiny trunk.
What is
stuff him into the?
What does she do if police pull her over? What does she do?
Jade looks.
She should follow all the traffic laws.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean,
it's easy. You just follow. You just drive responsibly, follow all the traffic laws. Do it just like Darby would do it.
Okay, yeah. I won't draw any extra attention to me or anything. What's the bear cub doing? It sees people getting into two different cars, and it's just kind of following along.
I don't.
Well, I'm asking.
I don't know how
Andy.
to take care. I don't know how to take care of a bear.
Andy gets to choose.
Oh,
wait! I get to. I'm not.
You get to do a thing.
No, you are the bear. The storyteller has allowed you to control the bear temporarily while you're.
Yes, you tell us where the bear would go. Would the bear go with you? Is that correct?
I would think that reasonable, despite not having any particular immediate bond. I'm the only thing that's been carrying it around. So maybe more out of curiosity, it follows me, because what's this sack of decaying flesh doing carrying me around?
You are bear mom. You feed bear. Wazo goes with you.
Well, the bear cub
I think it generally follows me around.
The bear cub sees Darby passing your body to Jade, and then Jade stuffing you into the passenger seat of this extraordinarily expensive.
I help her get you in such a way where you look like you just nodded off, right? You're in the car, it's a long trip, you nod off.
Okay, you successfully do that. And what does the bear cub do?
Darby visibly disappointed because he clearly wanted to put him in the trunk and is very bummed out that he got put in the passenger seat.
Yeah, he's just asleep.
Not realizing that stepmama bear is totally just gone.
Stepmama.
They're asleep. I think the bear cub just hops into my lap as the door is closing, and just sits there expecting me to do something, but never quite getting bored of me having not done anything. Because
I kind of can the bear go onto the floor so that it's not visible from window? Can the bear go down to the floor?
I don't think the bear has any consideration for.
No, I'm talking to Jade. Can we get the bear on the floor?
I don't know how I would keep it down there.
I don't know. Put the leg over it. Something. I don't know.
We could put it in the trunk, I guess. But I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, I'm just gonna take off and go to the chantry. Do you guys remember the address of that so I can put it in my phone?
Yes, I have that. I sent to you. There you go. I recommend Google Maps because you can see your speed limit. No, nobody wants you to speed, to be suspicious.
She goes, "Oh, that's a good idea. I've been using Waze, but yeah, I'll switch it. I'll do Kuma." Cool. And she plugs the route in,
I'm sure this-
and she sets it up, her phone up on the dashboard, and she gets in and she turns the car on, revs the engine a few times, and she says, "Okay, so I'll drop him off, and then I'll meet you guys back at the house."
Yeah, and Darby sees her.
Yeah.
Darby sees her like revving the engine and enjoying the drive, and it's like just a gleam in his eye. Chip off the old block, and just like, "You got this.
Oh,
You've been training for
Slow
this."
down.
Okay, so
So
everyone
slow
gets
down.
in there. Everyone gets into their respective cars and starts driving. Let's go back to Archibald, who finds himself on a platform
We
that
have
is
no
now
ride for him out. We took both cars, so he has no way to leave.
who finds himself on a platform that is now slowing down as it's approaching a stop on the MKT. It slows down and it shifts off of the main track and onto a little area where it sort of shifts over horizontally. And then you see basically a shaft open up above you, and you've been moved onto like an elevator platform.
Wonderful. Can I rewind for a quick diary entry?
Oh, please.
Okay, so as I'm still speeding, I'm thinking things through. Dear diary, I have made an error. I thought that by putting myself in the shoes and overalls of a common worker that some new insight would be revealed. I'm not sure what went wrong. I must revisit Lenin's letters as soon as possible. Surely Vladimir will uncover my error. For now, I must get out of this mess and reunite with my faithful and loyal comrades. I bid adieu to Archibald the laborer and welcome back Professor Alvins. Now, use your scholarly mind to work out a solution. Think, and just as it slows down to a stop, I open my eyes and realize I could have jumped off the platform. How simple-minded. Oh, it stopped. Okay. And now I guess I'm going up the elevator. See where I am.
And in the elevator platform, there is what's clearly a control panel with a button that lets it elevate you. I assume you activate it, and you are now going.
So I activate it, and then I congratulate myself, and still writing in the diary, I say, "Good thinking, Archibald."
You emerge in the in kind of a corner of the lowest level of a very dimly lit parking garage, and you don't see anyone else around.
I start walking out.
Okay. The parking garage.
What do I see on the street around? Yeah.
On the street around you, you see that it's kind of a retail area. It's a little after 1 a.m. right now, so there aren't a lot of people out. This isn't the part of town where you would see like a lot of people walking in the street late at night. So it's pretty empty.
Do I see any like points of interest or fun landmarks, or just some random stores, basically?
Way down the street, you do recognize the just from the color of it, the lit up Nuclear Technologies sign, just way down the same street that you're on.
All right. Do I know, like, relative to this direction or this area, since we were around there before, do I know generally what way and how far home would it be?
If the map of the city is a clock, you are at about where the 9 would be, and Darby Manor is around where the 1 would be. But also,
Okay.
like pretty equidistant from the center of the city.
Okay. Is Nuclear Tech going in that direction, or is it going farther away?
Nuker Tech is going out of the city. You'd have to walk away from Nuker Tech to go
Okay.
toward Darby Manor.
About like how many miles would we be talking right now?
Oh man, I'm bad at those estimates. I think maybe somewhere between like 3 and 5 miles by my estimate of how the.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm going to start walking like towards the center of town, thinking that the Nuker Tech people are probably gone, and assuming that I missed everybody else because of the platform time involved. So I kind of just head back and I walk down the road and I put out my thumb, even though I'm like carrying lots of weaponry and stuff.
You're trying to
Just
hitchhike.
Just a man with a hammer trying to hitchhike.
Is there a chance that we would drive by him, like on our way back to town? Like he's in between us and home, right?
Yes, but I was going to say that the timing wouldn't possibly work out, but I think it's possible that the timing.
He'd definitely it was still walking, right? Like if he was just on the lonely journey across
Actually,
town.
That thing was really fast. So.
I want to say that it's possible, but you were going south or counterclockwise on the MKT track, and they would be going northeast. So I don't think your paths would intercept with either of the cars.
I'm walking towards, I guess, like the center of town with my thumb outstretched, not realizing just yet that cell phones exist.
I think a hitchhiking roll should be based on appearance plus performance or etiquette. Performance. Appearance plus performance. I think appearance matters a lot to people who might be picking you up, and also performance is the only skill I could think of you trying to appear like someone who won't murder whoever picks you up, which is not an assumption that I'm actually making at this point.
Does the fact that I am A, carrying a sledgehammer, and B, dressed as a member of the proletariat weaken this role? Because my normal appearance has 2 dots. But I think right now I have in ways affected that.
I think that if you keep the sledgehammer with you, which you can't reasonably conceal at all, that will raise your difficulty of someone pulling over and talking to you by, let's say, 1.
I'm going to go for it. I'm not leaving Mjolnir behind.
Okay, well, give me an appearance plus performance roll. I believe that'll be 3 dice.
2 1s, actually. 2 1s and a 2.
Oh, epic botch
today.
That is a total
Massive
botch. Massive botch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Almost, it's 1 die away from, like 1 numeral away from being the biggest possible botch.
That is a numerically unlikely botch that you've just created right there.
So does this mean I get picked up by a hitchhiker, but they murder me? It's like a backwards scenario.
I am really interested to see how this is going to fail so miserably for you.
Yeah, this is a bad situation now.
So Archibald, you botch in your hitchhiking roll.
Very badly, yes.
Okay, so you're walking.
Is it just like more embarrassing if he's just like alone, being ignored completely for a really long period of time? Like, how do you fail miserably at hitchhiking?
With the water and
So
Well, I was thinking the wrong person would pick me up.
well, no, this is what happens.
they're going the opposite way.
You have
Or my thumb just falls off. My thumb falls right off and I can't do it anymore.
You have a long walk back to Derby Manor. No one picks you up, but a lot of people driving do notice you and seem to think, you can tell this from what they shout at you from their open windows, seem to think that you look ridiculous and it's weird that you're carrying a sledgehammer, and you look very out of place on their street, which they think you should get out of, despite you being on a sidewalk where pedestrians are allowed. So you have trash thrown at you. You have
shame.
You have insults shouted at you, only half of which can you even understand, because they're driving by and honking and shouting something at, like,
were they calling me things like nitwit?
Pinhead, nincompoop.
Oh, I hate that. Archibald's morale is way low after that. Nimrod.
So this is your journey back to the Derby Manor.
And I feel really bad and wary of the environment whenever I see them throw trash. So by the end, I'm actually kind of just carrying a nice
one single tear rolls down his eye as the trash gets thrown into the street. Really,
I'm kind of collecting cans and things. So by the end of it, I am going to look
fully homeless
kind of way.
Yeah.
Yes, fully.
Now you live on these streets.
I feel like my character arc this episode is turning rapidly into the jerk.
Yeah, the Pauper Prince, the Beggar King.
So Darby is driving Excavo back to Derby Manor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Actually, I know we said they were going.
Feels more like I'm chauffeuring Excavo back to Derby Manor.
I know we said they were going a different way, but wouldn't it be funny if they drove by and didn't recognize me, though?
I would yell an insult.
Wouldn't that be funny if they were the ones who did it, though?
Quit
we definitely wouldn't.
We can edit out me. We can edit out my suggesting that. We can make it sound just like they happened upon it.
Now the stream's canceled. Now we can do whatever the fuck we want. There's no record.
What if he gets lost and runs into us?
On the drive, I doubt he would have somehow ended up ahead of you guys on foot while you were driving, probably at a very high rate of speed. That's why I don't think you will have encountered him, unless if he can somehow teleport up into your path.
My priorities are comedy way over logic. Logic is down here.
Does Excavo share anything with Darby about what she discovered in the Nosferatu surveillance room?
Oh yeah, I tell him, your key card not as cool as what I have here. And I tell him about, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so my strategy was to use the MKT to get home as quickly as possible. So I wanted to leverage my newfound capability to accomplish two things. One, impress Excavo, though I know that that's impossible.
Right.
And I don't care. Darby's I don't know, he's got an ego thing. Two, just to get home faster and to go fast, which you get to do on the MKT.
Well, you are familiar with one nearby access point. It is the one previously guarded by Daryl and Earl.
Yeah, and remind me, I've just very recently been that way. And my lie was that I was allowed to use the thing all along, and that I was what did I tell Daryl? I don't remember. I went in there and bullshitted my way past him.
You were part of the gang, and you were doing maintenance, I think.
That was what I told the people on. I was just lying to everybody. It was a tour de force of bullshittery last time around, but I just don't remember exactly. If he's still there, I'm afraid of continuity problems because I don't remember what I just said to him, because For us, that was 2 weeks ago.
Yes. I don't think it should matter that much. You see him just about to leave his the body shop that he works at, and after hours is the attendant of the secret MKT access point inside of it. You see him sort of like on his way out of the front door, just as you're pulling up to the closed garage door, and he looks at you.
I had to pick up my wheels, Chief. What do you think?
So he looks at you and he says, "Oh, hi, hey, boss. Are you going back down?"
Yeah, I had to pick up my lady friend here and get my wheels. So I'm taking the car in this time.
Oh, okay. Well, I was okay. Yeah, sure. And he goes back in and he opens up the garage door, and you see the pathway to the.
I think Darby he thinks that he's supposed to tip him, and he like gives him $1, like a $1 bill for the guy, like on his way past, and like
he goes,
wink,
"Oh,
like this wasn't appropriate."
No,
Chief, no. That's for you.
Okay, he takes the dollar and he tucks it in his work shirt.
Just a big exaggerated wink, and Darby just drives on to the access point.
I don't add to the tip because I see that he doesn't want to take the $1, let alone a crisp $10. So I don't add. I just kind of pretend I don't see what just happened.
So you drive onto the hidden platform that you know is there,
Right.
And you wave your access card over the hidden reader, and you start descending down into the MKT. And you hear the sounds of Daryl locking up the place and closing the garage door behind you.
And I've never really done this on a car before, and I presume the system is like sort of optimized for people who are driving a car to use it. So, like,
Yeah.
How is the user experience here of the MKT from a driving perspective?
Once you get down to the bottom, a short path opens up for you to drive onto a platform that's right in front of you that has its sort of the gate behind it open. This is a gate that closes once you get onto the platform so that your car doesn't like roll back and off of the whole thing.
Sure.
Or motion.
like your boat.
And just outside of the passenger side window, you see a big touchscreen control panel. You see a map of the city. You remember just visually kind of where Darby Manor is, and you see an access point not far from it that you can select that it could take you to.
Yeah, dial it up. And how long would it take normally to make the journey, and then how long does it take in the MKT?
Impressive.
Do a calculus problem right now. Or I guess
Cars going towards Darby Manor.
How long does it take to get all the way through like downtown, like half of Indianapolis? Something 15 like that. Like you could have been driving 15 minutes, but instead
15 minutes on the highway. You can get through half of town.
But instead, this is getting you there in a couple minutes.
Yeah, sweet. So yeah, as we get close to Darby Manor, this is when I start to smugly point out like how fast it was and how quick we got here. And I presume Excavo just doesn't give a shit at all. But I'm just like, see, look at that. This would have taken us a full 20 minutes to get this far. Can you think of what we could do with this? This is so awesome.
Could hack into it and make it faster. Could overclock it.
Oh, you just can't. Oh, man. Darby's visibly frustrated that you don't.
I'm not impressed with the hardware. I mean, it is, what if it's not broke, don't fix it. That's kind of what they've gone with here.
Well, you very much like Archibald, you emerge in the dimly lit lowest floor, actually at the basement level of a parking garage.
Yeah, and I think we just make our way out at a normal rate of speed and start looking for street signs to get our bearings of how close we are and try to navigate the rest of the way back home.
Yeah, you figure it out. It's not that hard. You have your phone to help navigate to, and you start recognizing landmarks, and you are making your way back to Delacroix Manor. As you're
Darby Manor.
oh yeah, Darby Manor. Thank you. As you're pulling up,
I was not the only one.
as you're pulling up to the house, Darby's phone rings.
Hello, this is Darby.
What
And
is your
it's-
ringtone? Is it-
Oh, it's White Snake. Definitely
correct. I should have known.
it's like just some raging guitar solo in the middle of a White Snake song. Very obnoxiously loud.
Jade is on the other line, and she says, "Hey, I'm about halfway to the Tremere chantry, and there's someone following me. I think."
I fuck.
All right. Okay, where are you at? We'll meet you.
Send us your location on your phone. Send us a ping on your phone.
Drop a pin for Excavo.
I'm on Mulberry. I'm going through downtown. I'm kind of
We've been here
afraid
a couple
of.
days. I don't know where that is.
I'm kind of afraid of messing around with my phone while I'm driving, and I've got this. I think it's that ambulance. I keep trying to pull
Are
over
you sure
and
it's
go
the
off on.
same one?
Well, hey,
I'm-
let's lead them somewhere. Let's lead them somewhere that's good ground for us. Let's take them off the beaten trail somewhere we want them to go. Hey, why don't you take them out to Camp Moonlight and we'll meet you down there?
Oh, I was just going to say, if there's some, where would she be? I mean, she's on her way to the chantry. Where is that in relation
Well,
to?
she's in downtown, so I mean, I don't think she's that close to anything valuable for us. I was just trying to
Should
get.
she just head north and she'll run into us?
I want to get to an open area far away because here's what Darby's thinking: these ambulance driver guys are no good, untrustworthy. Their car didn't check out last time. They're off the books, and he thinks they need to get got. So he wants to lead them somewhere dangerous for them.
I could use a meal. That's.
So that's what I'm saying. And I know that Camp Moonlight is off the beaten trail. We know there's only that one camera. Frustratingly for everybody, there aren't cameras elsewhere, so that's good for us. So we could get them in the non-camera zone. And
Oh yeah,
Is Excavo gonna point
I would
out?
know exactly where that is.
Is Excavo gonna mention anything about this ambulance that she learned in the last session?
Did I not mention this stuff? As I learned about this a couple sessions ago. Oh, and I told them, it's paramedic.
No,
I
what
feel
she
like I already
saw.
communicated this.
Darby does not yet know what Excavo saw on the security camera.
she said she told me
Oh.
everything that she found there.
Around noon, that ambulance was. They were at Camp Moonlight. They were there, and they left after a couple hours. I don't know what they did because there's only one camera, but they were there.
Well, maybe they already know that turf. We need to go somewhere else. Why don't you find some place to go? Jade, stay on the line.
Okay, should I
going
just
on?
pull over into a parking lot?
No.
No,
No,
we need
do not
someplace more. We need someplace more secluded. Yeah, keep driving like normal, but start heading in a different direction. We've already led them there one time. Let's not head back to that place that we've already been. Okay, so just drive like normal. Everything's fine. We're going to meet up with you before too long, but we want to get these guys and say hello once and for all. I think it's time to make an introduction.
The bear cub is really bothered by the lights. I'm afraid he might be epileptic.
Oh well. I mean,
Are you about to make Andy's new character go into torpor?
Darby has no constructive suggestions for how you could deal with. He's like, yeah, so I trust you to deal with that part of the problem, but for this guy, we
the hand of these bears' eyes. I don't know. I don't know.
Jade says, I'm at this point, actually, I'm really close to the chantry. And that's already where Google Maps is leading me. Are you sure I shouldn't just pull over and like run into the chantry?
Drive around the block for a little bit. Hang on, we'll call you back. Let's call. So I want to call Elizabeth, and get her blessing before we do this, and explain the situation. If I can get a hold of her, I want to explain the situation and see what she recommends we do with these guys. I want to let her know that we accidentally revealed the location of the chantry earlier, and that we have Augustyn and he's incapacitated. And what does she think that we should do? Because we were going to take him home, and now we may have brought a threat to their doorstep.
Do they know? Do we know that they know that we know that they know where the chantry is?
Yes. We drove there before. We know.
Do they know what that is?
I think so. I think we knew this is where the Tremere hang out. This is the wizard house with those creepy little guys. So I think. Did we lose Grant? Oh, there he is.
Oh, yeah. You call Elizabeth, and it rings a bunch of times, and then finally someone picks up, and you hear like a fumbling at the phone. You hear, yes, this is Lady Elizabeth's phone.
No, it is not, Gitas Elizabeth.
Listen here. This is an emergency. This is Darby, the sheriff. I need to talk to Elizabeth right now. It's an emergency.
From Toy Story?
Yes. You got a friend in me, but if you want us to stay friends, you got to put me on the phone with Miss Elizabeth.
Miss Elizabeth is currently hunting. She was very hungry from the blood she expended waking up your friend Barry last night.
Anybody else there? Anybody else there?
Oh, Master Leslie is here. Would you like to speak with Master Leslie?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. I'll put him on the phone. And you hear off in the distance,
there's a snake in my boot.
Sir, I believe Tom Hanks wishes to speak with you. And you hear,
Sure, whatever.
Hello. Who is this?
This is Sheriff Darby. We've got a little bit of a situation, and I relay all the relevant details about the circumstance that I was going to tell Elizabeth to this guy, including us inadvertently telling these clowns where the chantry was the first time around.
I would like for that to be an actual conversation.
Okay, all right.
I know how those details come out.
Okay.
Now you make them sound better or worse.
Sure. So here's the situation. We've got a member of your clan that we were going to deposit back at your place. He got into a car accident earlier, just like struggling to explain. Yeah, like a car accident, and he a really bad one, and he's completely incapacitated, and we're going to drop him off. But here's the thing: our agent who is taking him is being followed by what we think is a threat. So before we just brought a threat to your doorstep, including a problem for you to solve, we wanted to call.
Sheriff Darby, what is this threat? And who is this agent, by the way? Have I met this person?
Well, she's a former ghoul. She's been recently embraced with the approval of the prince. She's my child, Jade.
Yes, Jade.
Child.
Well, that's what they're called.
That's the terminology.
That's how Darby would refer to her.
With an E.
She's my child, Jade, and I sent her to bring Augustyn home to you, but she's afraid that we've seen a suspicious ambulance following us around, and indeed, the last time Darby would never say that. Scratch the indeed. The last time that we were
Veritably.
indubitably, sir. No, the last time that we were on our way over there, we was followed, and Jade's getting followed by these guys right now. So I wanted to lead them somewhere, neutral, but Jade's very close, and we're going to need some backup. So we're going to try to meet you over there, but we wanted to give you a heads up before this ambulance full of clowns, before we confront them on your doorstep.
First off, what is Augustyn's condition?
Man, he's torped. He's out all the way. He needs some help.
Oh no. Could you please give me Jade's phone number?
Darby fumbles with his phone looking for it and gives it to him. Yeah.
What we might do is have Augustyn picked up somewhere other than here where all of us live. We might meet Jade out somewhere, and if
listen, boss, I just want to be clear here. The last time we got followed, they saw where the chantry was at. So we apologize, but they followed us all the way there the last time Augustyn was showing us where it was.
Would I notice any other blind spots as I'm looking through video? From what they have, just understanding, okay,
like a
here's
plate,
I know,
place
here's
of the
video
city.
I have, here's what video would I not have?
I'm not sure what you mean. What are you trying to remember?
I'm trying to remember, like, the video I saw.
Are you asking, like, if you can surmise based on the list of video locations a place that wasn't on it?
Oh, most of the city is not on it. There's really just a handful, like a couple dozen places around the city that have been hacked into by the Nosferatu. Regent Leslie Lane pauses for a really long time and says, well, I think I'm going to call Jade and suggest that she just drive here, and we'll be ready to meet her. If
We're on the way too with some support. We can be there faster than you think.
Oh, you were coming to the chantry?
Yes, I told Jade on the phone that we're going to meet her. She seemed concerned, and that's part of what Darby's plan is. He wants to get everybody together. That's kind of why he wanted to lure them away, because Darby thought he was going to be able to fight with them. But getting them to the chantry is a good compromise, and so Darby wants to, again, utilize the MKT to get there as quickly as possible.
Okay. Darby, we could fast forward through that.
So yeah, the guy, Darby explains his plan, hangs up. The guy can definitely call Jade. We don't know anything about that. And we're on the way.
Delacroix Manor and the chantry are only about...
I'm sorry?
Darby Manor...
Where?
Continue correcting me on that, please, if I keep getting it wrong. Darby Manor and the chantry are only about 12 blocks apart, and it's a pretty straight shot from one to the other.
Then I'll use reckless driving instead of the MKT then to get there as quickly as I can.
Okay, you get to the chantry at about the same time that Jade does, and you see Leslie.
I put on my robe and wizard hat.
I assumed you always had it on.
I pretty much do, but I just wanted to make sure that it was clear that I am armed and ready to go here, strapped up.
And when you get to the chantry, you see that the whole area is blanketed in a pretty thick fog. Like, not quite thick enough to be obviously supernatural in origin, but you can probably put two and two together. There's the kind of fog that you would see on like a really cold morning, like driving through the country. It's just building up, and it's surprisingly high. It's a thick fog that is starting to obscure visibility that's at least like a head level or a little bit above it. So everyone arrives at at the chantry, and you could see Regent Lane, Leslie Lane, on the front stoop porch. I forget what the building has. I think it has a small porch, standing there just waiting for everyone to arrive. Jade pulls over and immediately opens the door and starts running for the Aston Martin that Darby is driving. And she looks really worried and really panicked. And she said, they're right down there. The ambulance, it's just up the block. It stopped. What do we do? Do we get him in real fast?
Yeah, first things first, let's take care of the civvies, all right? Let's get the bear and the plant guy inside the house, and then let's strap up. I think this is going to get ugly.
It was pulling up alongside us on the passenger. I kept trying to get over, and it kept pulling up alongside us, and they kept looking at Augustyn, and they were like, I think they
I think they're sex creeps. That's my current theory. That's my working hypothesis. We're dealing with sex creeps here.
Do you think we should just let them get it out of their system, or?
I considered it, but no, I think we got to draw our line in the sand. If we let one of us go, then it's only a matter of time before they start coming for you and me. Obviously, they're choosing the ugliest of us to get started with. But in the
your face looks like this right now.
It's like I'm dead. Fuck. All right. No, so I have agreed with Jade's plan. We wanna load Augustyn in the bear, usher them inside the house through the fog. Seems hard, but that's what we want to do, and then get ready to confront Perry and friends.
Jade goes back to the Lamborghini, opens up the passenger side door. She's unbuckling the seatbelt.
Oh, I want to help with this. Like, I'm helping with Augustyn and the bear.
Regent Lane is still just sort of standing there, watching and waiting, and the door is open, and you guys extract Augustyn from the car and bring him inside the chantry.
Yeah, I think I set him at the door. I mean, I wouldn't bring him all the way inside. I think if do I see the door guys? Are they around?
Leslie's standing right outside the door.
You see the short revenant who's.
I would pass Augustyn to the revenant.
Okay. The revenant collects Augustyn in a pile and deposits him on some nearby piece of furniture. What is the bear cub doing? Is the bear cub?
The bear cub is kind of slinking in the background, still trying to generally follow where my non-animated body is going, but also recognizing that nobody else really seems to be looking at it. So it like slings through doors and shit as they almost close, and like just tries to not get underfoot.
Okay, so bear cub is in the chantry too.
Yeah.
Jade runs inside the chantry to help. What are Excavo and Darby doing now?
Darby at this point runs outside the edge of the fog and is like looking for him, just bold as just, hey, all right, we're here, where are you at? Just like calling him out, looking for him outside the fog.
Because Jade pointed out the ambulance, you see way down the block, the ambulance doesn't have its lights on, doesn't have its headlights on, but it's just kind of hovering pretty much like a full block away. Obviously, I'd say watching what's happening, but there isn't a lot of visibility.
Darby turns and spits on the ground, and then blood probably, right?
Yeah.
And then just starts slowly sheriff walking directly at them, like taking his sweet ass time, just sauntering over there, and that's it. That's what
I walk at a kind of normal pace. My hand is on my rapier, and I'm not acting like a cop.
The ambulance immediately flips its headlights on, pulls a quick Yui, and drives away.
Darby spits again, this time out of disgust. Can't believe that they've fled from a confrontation, and then turns around and walks back into the fog.
And while all that has been happening, Regent Lane has been working with Augustyn's body. He's pulled him into the parlor room. He's been doing a lot of the same magic stuff that Elizabeth was doing with Barry. He asks around, does everyone reconvene back in the chantry?
Yeah.
He asks everyone, could someone feed him? He would probably be extremely hungry at this point and need some blood.
And you see just a gleam in Darby's eye, and unless somebody stops him, Darby's going. For sure, Darby's going for this.
Oh no!
Darby volunteers, and it's not casual. It's like, oh no, I'll do the honors.
Do I have blood points?
I hate this. Oh, I hate this.
How many blood points does Darby feed to Augustyn?
I think. Can I make a lore check to understand how blood bonds work?
Yes. Intelligence plus 1.
Okay, it's not my best. I know what they are, but I don't know how they work. So, I got one. I got a success.
Darby understands that this will run the risk of creating a first level blood bond.
Okay, yeah. So I will give him a 3 points of my blood.
Jesus Christ! There's so much blood.
I'm
Also, get fucked, Darby. You can't hear me because I'm in my own head, but
marking that off on my character
This
sheet.
is coming from the bear.
This brings Darby down to 2 blood.
I show 5 on my list. I must have. I would not want to get that low, so I would give it 1 point of blood.
Yeah, you burned for celerity, and I think you healed some damage that you took.
I thought I marked that. I must be keeping poor track. Either way, I need to hunt. But I would like to give him 1 blood point then, knowing that I am at 5 total.
Is that enough? Do I need to give blood points?
Everyone has an opportunity.
I'll be hungry, right? Like once you're under 3, you're hungry.
For you, it's the formula is a little more complicated, but for you, once you are under 5, you're hungry. That also is the case for Augustyn. For Archibald, once you're under 4, you're hungry, and that is also the case for Excavo. Does anyone else contribute blood to Augustyn?
If he needs more blood, on here I have 7. I can give 2.
Excavo gives 2 points of blood to Augustyn. How do each of you feed Augustyn?
I guess, however I'm supposed to. I don't really know.
Well,
Like a mother bird.
well, you need to get your blood into him somehow.
Is it
Darby, it's full urination.
a chalice type
I am blood pissing into his mouth right now.
Okay, so Darby,
Blood pissing into his mouth.
Oh
Right.
no.
is Darby certain that
Darby's not a nice man. Okay, what's that?
I thought the whole character arc for Darby was that he was a nice guy at heart, and he was set
Yeah,
to
but he hates Augustyn so
prove it
much.
to the world.
so much hate over 2 days, 3 days.
Yeah, I'm giving you blood. You're welcome. It's just like not very classy looking.
Leslie,
Is Jade in the room for this?
yes, absolutely.
Because I don't know. Okay,
And
all right. Darby probably wouldn't play it like that.
In his mouth?
If you start reaching for your fly, both she and Leslie are aghast at the suggestion.
Well, I was just kidding. I was kidding. I was only kidding. I mean, it was clearly not kidding, but I think they would socially have shamed me into not doing that.
Okay,
And so
instead
then
I take
I,
a blood dump in his mouth.
Leslie, how
Yeah,
do I
yeah.
blood? I don't
You got
know.
it.
It's not
Do I need to roll for a blood dump, or can I just do that? Or
Well, for aim,
no, I am not. Blumpkining him. I am simply cutting my hand and
Into a challenge.
not touching him at all, but just releasing the blood into his mouth.
Excavo, what do you do?
I would ask Leslie. Leslie, how do I do this? I've not done this.
Oh, giving blood to someone else? Well, you could do it in much the same way that Sheriff Darby did. Or if the two of you are lovers, you could kiss him and then vomit the blood into his stomach, or even bite your own lip and eject some blood. It's much slower, though. I believe they call that mama burning. So how does Excavo give her blood to Augustyn?
I cut my hands. I go with the that option there.
Okay, Augustyn wakes up. And what
Oh my
does
God,
this?
I'm like,
wait, it was that easy? I'm awake?
And the bear seems elated.
See, I need something.
I guess on that last strip, you hear the faint sound of fuck! Good boy, that hurt! Ugh! The hell happened?
That's why you got to look both ways before you cross the street, my guy.
My damnable skull!
And
Everything hurts!
But
Regent Leslie Lane leans in to Augustyn, who is presumably still lying back on a couch in the parlor, and says, "We can discuss how you will repay your clan for bringing you out of torpor at a later time. That sound good?" And he pats you on the shoulder.
Oh, Darby does that in character.
I say merci for helping my friend.
Yeah, and Darby's a little sheepish. He's like, "Yeah, Leslie, I'm sorry. I thought things were really going to escalate. I apologize for sounding the alarm as strong as I did, but these guys don't sit right with me. I think they're a threat."
No, you are right to be worried about whoever might be following you. And I think we should discuss that. It was an ambulance, you said? And let's end the session.
That's right.
Right there.
Perfect.
That was fun, and we got Augustyn back.
We did, yay! And I have a blood bond, yay! And you stopped me from going against my character's nature, yay!
Is he my child now?
Only if you make a vampire. If you make a vampire, they're your child.
Is he my stepchild?
You have a level 1 blood bond on him temporarily.
A level 1 stepchild.
A level 1 stepchild.
Level 1.
How long does the bond last?
A couple months or something.
Oh wow! Oh gosh!
But
I did not know I was signing up for something so long.
But a first level blood bond is a subtle blood bond that Augustyn would have to roleplay, and it doesn't have any strict mechanical effects.
It may help bridge some of the gap between Augustyn and Darby. Like whatever hatred Augustyn has, maybe is blunted a little bit. Maybe not.
To hell with this hooligan!
Fiery.
And he has the same level of blood bond with Excavo also.
But I gave twice as much blood.
You can only get one level at a time. Yeah.
Does anyone have any experience
points? I think I do. I think I have 12 experience points, and I've been saving up. Can you confirm that, Graham? Yes. I would like to buy my 4th dot of dexterity.
You can do that.
Man, that is beastly. That's big time right there.
That will be pretty important. That's an extra die on practically all of your physical rolls.
And I'm also eligible for a specialty in that now, though I think I would like to role play that out and see what happens organically. Much like I think I'm waiting for another one too. For Brawl, I'm waiting for my Brawl specialty. I haven't decided.
Archibald, Augustyn, Excavo, do any of you wish to spend any experience points?
I am okay. I just came out of torpor.
Yeah.
If I could put an experience point in being alive, that'd be dope.
You have
I'm
20
experiencing experience. 21
think
is
I'm
a
gonna-
lot.
I'm gonna save for now and wait to see how my scenario plays out before I like distribute, because I like distributing based on like what I'm doing.
You'll invest in
I
hitchhiking.
don't necessarily have a plan for what I want to do now. This has been my goal for 4 sessions, 2 months.
Oh. Ooh, I could get a point of investigation. That may help me with the video tool I have now.
You may not. You got a dot of
So I
investigation.
have-
You've
just
already bought one of those.
a few sessions
Did
ago. I think the equivalent of like yesterday or the day
damn.
before, rather than the month waiting period.
No. Oh, ooh, I could get a dot in occult.
That would be earned. We've certainly been around
Yeah.
a lot of weird Tremere magic recently.
So I have 0 in it right now. So it would be 3 points to get my first dot. Is that correct? Okay, I'm gonna do
I
that.
am not sure that you have really gained any valuable knowledge about the occult by hanging out around people using powers. I think that there is a path to you getting that point of occult, but I don't think that it has quite been earned just yet. Just merely
So I can't
witnessing
do it
stuff.
just yet.
I don't think so.
I think, is there a skill that involves me like getting wasted with random people in some alleys right now? So I think that's where I'm at.
Like charisma? Are you trying to befriend them, or
Charisma? Yeah.
like what's your objective? Because there's definitely plenty of skills that could affect how that would go.
I think I'm over there, but I might be feeding too. I think I'm like in a bad. I think this is like my character is about to hit rock bottom. after
And
this
my
hitchhiking
plan,
isn't
as I've
working.
mentioned, is to just feed and go to bed at the end of this night. Like that's pretty much all Darby wants to accomplish, and then like pump the brakes on accomplishing quest objectives and kind of spend some time doing side quests for a while.
If I have 2 charisma points, how much experience would I need to get a 3rd dot?
9? No.
The current rating times
6.
4, so
Oh.
that'll
Eight.
be
8.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait then. I'm gonna hold off and actually roleplay it at some point.
Okay. And Excavo, are you going to hold off for the moment too and sit on those 12
Yep.
experience points? You could always increase your computer skill.
Could I?
You
And how many
could bump
dots
it
do I
all
need
the
for
way up
that?
to 5. That
And
would
that would be
take
how many points?
8 points to bump you from 4 computers to 5 computers.
And is that the technology stat? No,
No,
that's
computer.
computers.
Computer's its own thing. You already have 5
Yeah.
technology.
There you go. Custom
Surprisingly,
points.
Darby also has 5 technology. Mystery of Darby's character sheet.
Also, Excavo, you could always increase your auspex, and you could learn aura perception. You could increase
is that?
your...
Oh
That-
man, it's so
it's
useful.
Just what it says on the tin. You get to stare at someone, and if you succeed on your roll, I forget exactly how the rolls work, but if you succeed, you get to see their aura in a pattern of colors and whatnot, and it'll tell you things about what kind of a creature that person is. If they're like a vampire, ghoul, werewolf, mage, whatever. And their emotional state and a few other things like that. auras are supposed to be communicated with like colors, like, ooh, this person has like bits of fire in their aura and it's mauve. And there's like code for what that means. And I plan on kind of skipping over that. And when you read auras, you would be able to tell things based on your experience reading other people's auras. So I'll just be like, oh, hey, you recognize this person's a ghoul because they have the same kind of aura that like the revenants do. Aura perception used to allow you to read someone's aura and you would see whether or not they were lying when they were making a statement. This edition of Vampire the Masquerade nerfed that out, though. So the best you
It
could
was
do
too
is,
easy to beat. It was easy to cheat your way around it.
yeah, you just make statements too rapidly for someone to be able to home in on a specific one.
Actually,
but-
oh, go ahead. Sorry, I thought you.
Oh, but yeah, when you're reading someone's aura, you can tell things about their emotional state that might reveal whether or not they seem like they're in a lying mood, perhaps.
It's more like an insight check in Dungeons and Dragons, where you like get a read on their personality and what they're all about, what might be affecting them.
Oh, yeah.
If they're trying to deceive you, though
Well,
not
okay.
necessarily.
So I
if
have
they are
1
lying.
point. How many experience points would I need to make that 2 dots?
5 experience points.
Oh, that's it? Yeah, let's do it.
Excavo,
Yeah.
because she spent so much time utilizing her aspects, specifically her heightened senses, while she was in the Nosferatu tunnels, she's found her grasp of aspects suddenly increased, and she can now, in fact, read auras.
And it doesn't. You don't have to expend a blood point or anything. You just have to take time and concentrate and do it, right?
Correct.
I actually wondered how many points is it to gain the first point of a new ability?
First point
3.
of a new... Yeah, that's correct.
How many?
3.
3.
3. I think it would only be fitting if right now I got 1 point of streetwise.
Yeah.
My hitchhiking, like, vagrancy adventure is giving me 1 point of streetwise. I'm going to become a true man of the people now. That's my new character arc right now.
To earn your
Or
place
true
among
vampire
the people.
of the people.
All right. Streetwise, from walking the streets. Attempting and failing to
That's
hitchhike.
how you get it.
Streetwise from your street ways.
I know it means like no street
smarts,
but
yeah.
for me it's just I actually know the layouts of the streets really well.
I don't know. It can mean a lot of different things.
You're learning.
I'm learning a whole lot of things.
All right. Well, I think that was a fantastic and productive session. And
Yeah.
And it's
we all got something out of it. Augustyn
We did it.
woke up.
Hey, have fun with that debate.
Augustyn
I'm
either
gonna go
gained
do my civic
the
duty.
most or the least.
See you guys later.
Peace.
Have a good one.
Love you guys.